Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Art of the Game over here at Cabbit Crossing. This is where us game masters give you tips, tricks, and do a little debating on different topics. We have our guest GM today, Keenan. Thanks for joining us. And what do you came up with a concept for today's episode? Yeah. So what are we talking about? What's the brain baby we're kicking around today?
Yeah, I'm immune to getting intoxicated for 5 to 6 days, apparently.
That's totally random thing to say, Greg.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so there is a point of what happens when you run out of ideas, or like you don't know what you want to do with your campaign. You want something really cool. You certainly sometimes have the situation where you're coming up like a couple hours before the game and you don't know what to do. And so, what I think that one of the best ways to go about this is to basically walk away from it and just start consuming media, like read a comic book or watch a video or a clip from a show. Because you can't read a book and not suddenly go, oh, that would be really cool. And that sometimes is all you need to get that gem of an idea up, right? And so I thought it would be kind of fun to talk about like different ideas about like how do you get the creative juices flowing, right? When you need a story, we need a plot. And or like, what are you going to do for the campaign, right?
Well, my answer you're going to hate. You're going to hate my answer.
Oh, really? I know what you're going to say.
You do a lot of drugs and you wait to see what you see.
I bet you starts with an A and ends with an I.
Yeah. I go to one of the many AIs out there and I ask for 10 ideas for a campaign. It gives me 10 terrible suggestions, but it's enough to make me start thinking.
Okay.
Usually.
Well, you know what though? That actually is probably a good use for an AI because because it's still engaging with human creativity.
Oh yeah, AI is not creative
for that.
They can only do what people have done before, right? So
exactly. But you're asking for some content, but then you're the one taking this information and doing something with it.
Right. Yeah. Usually it's really bad. Don't think I've ever had one that I've actually used just straight up. To be honest, it's But they usually are pretty good at like, oh, that could work if it was this and this setting instead of that, and it's usually enough for me. I get what you're saying though. Even in my granddad, a not so famous inventor, but he invented like 40 things on the refrigerator or something. He actually told me once that if you ever get stuck on a problem and you can't figure out like a solution, because making campaigns is a form of problem solving, basically. It's he said that the way to deal with it is just to learn more. That's it.
Yeah.
And in terms of creative stuff like fiction, it just means to consume more fiction. That's it. Yeah. Like you have to have more things up in the brain to use and to build upon, and that's how you do it. Yeah.
Well,
so the follow-on question? It sounds like we agree. Actually, wait, we haven't heard from. We haven't heard from Marks on this.
Megan Marksel.
Do you concur that the way to solve this problem is to go mining for
yeah, you can. I have to take this idea with also writing stuff too. One thing I do is a concept of idea bank. So I'll sometimes I'll come up with ideas and I'll save them on paper, on whatever, however it is. And so sometimes when I'm looking for an idea for a story or whatever, I might go revisit some of that and I'll click some ideas. Another thing I do too is I use like Oracle charts, random charts to do stuff, random tables, which is what ChatGPT kind of is now, right? Or can be used that way. So those will sometimes help me sometimes too to come up with ideas. So those are some things I do to click some external stimulus to click ideas or make connections.
That reminds me, one thing I haven't done in a while, but I used to do a lot, is doing the idea web thing, where you just like start with something, a word, a place, something, you circle it, you do lines of connected ideas off of that. Yeah, and mind mapping and stuff like that. That's sometimes useful.
In terms of game design, some of the, like, for me, some of the best designed books or best written RPGs were written in a way where they were designed to kind of like flesh out the world and create like storyline ideas. They don't necessarily complete them. They just say, this is going on here, this is going on here. And in addition to like the game rules and the stat blocks and like, how the game is played, they also kind of pepper it with all this other stuff to kind of like Like they'll have just a little nugget, like a sentence here that talks about something that's happening. And the whole point of those things is to kind of like not just like kind of build the setting so you have your world building in, but like if the world building is done right, there is a wealth of information there to kind of give you like, oh, this would be a great storyline. You know, like a magic item. You know, I think the problem with like one of the flaws in the D&D settings is like you have a GM's guide full of all like just lists of magic items, but like if you were to look at the Rifts RPG or a lot of other like I think probably more storyline driven games, like every description of a magic item comes with lore, right? And the lore surrounding it suddenly gives you like a story, and there's there's something to do with this thing. It has a purpose or a goal, and there's some aspect to it which has a story behind it. And I think those are way more compelling, and that helps to give you like an idea about what to do with it, and so something to kind of sink your teeth into with your players.
Yeah.
My favorite mine for ideas recently has been terrible old sci-fi from like the 80s and even the 70s.
But like Earth Final Conflict.
I watched Leviathan recently. I started watching The Dungeon Master before I cringed so hard I couldn't watch it anymore.
Not sure what that is.
I've not heard of that one either, actually.
The Dungeon Master was an anthology, actually. It was made in the early 80s, I think. And it was supposed to be a collection of film short stories, but it was done by like 6 different directors.
Okay.
And so
sounds like modern film.
Varies wildly in tone and quality and cinematography from one to the next. It's weird. It's like film schizophrenia. And it's campy and stupid sometimes, and it also tries to be too serious, and I don't know.
It reminds me of that a VHS horror movie that's a anthology series.
But what you find in these things is little germs of ideas. And, you know, this is kind of how you build culture. This is how culture itself builds, right? You couldn't have Lovecraftian horror until you had Lovecraft or something like it, right? And even Lovecraft was inspired. He was inspired by, who wrote The King in Yellow in like the late 1800s?
Yeah, don't know, but yeah.
Right. That's great. That's a really good book, actually.
Yeah, it's great. And it's
Robert W. Chambers.
There you go. I think it's the origin of the idea, which is a trope now. You see it everywhere. You see it in all the SCP files and everything like that. It's the idea of an info hazard, an idea that itself is dangerous because it alters the state of mind of the person that it interacts with, or it does things, you know, it's this insidious, creeping, spreading, living information, an info hazard. We've got a word for it now. There wasn't a word for it then. It wasn't even a concept until a writer came up with it. Yeah. Lovecraft then he takes that, he says, that's creepy. What's even creepier than that? Ancient gods of incredible power before whom mankind are mere ants, right? Okay. Let's riff on that in 17,000 different ways. And that was Lovecraft's whole writing career right there. And now we've got whole genres built on the work of a handful of people who had a new creative idea. Culture builds this way. There's no shame in grabbing inspiration from other writers. It's what we've all done. You know, we all stand on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah.
You know, superheroes exist because Greek gods existed.
Yeah.
More or less.
If I may interject here, Keenan, there is something you've reminded me of, is that I had an incident years ago where a buddy of mine was running me in a solo campaign of his that he did. And we were using this source book to the Rifts RPG, but he had this idea. And then he's running through this thing, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, it's blah, blah movie. This is just like blah, blah movie. I just blurted it out. It turned out he had actually taken this stupid B movie, exactly lifted the plot, and was turning that into the game he was running.
Hell yeah. Why not?
Except that the minute he knew that I had seen the movie, he threw it out. He couldn't keep going. Like I ruined it for him. And so the cautionary tale in this is, yes, you can do the Mountains of Madness, but you can't do it word for word. You can take elements from this plot that the whole point is inspiration, right? So it's like, if you want to do a superhero game, go read the X-Men, get some ideas, but or the Avengers, right? But don't steal a plot. Like you have to take this idea and build on it and do something different. Just it's inspiration. It's not copying.
Sure.
Yeah, because what if your players have read that book? You know?
You have to add to something in a transformative way.
Yes.
Or you have to take elements from a bunch of different things. You could take a character who is particularly compelling and change his name, and you grab him from this setting, and from that setting you grab this cool idea, and whatever, and then you add your own flavor to it. And if you can't add your own flavor and create your own mix, what are you doing DMing?
Right. Greg, you look like you have an idea. Or you look like something you want to say.
Just the base idea of creativity itself, right? Is you take existing things and you rearrange them in a different way. That's literally what creativity is. And if you were to come up with a definition. Yeah. And so in that way, that's why it works to just consume more things in order to come up with more ideas. Yeah. Because your brain, mainly your subconscious, will throw things into your conscious based on what you've consumed previously. Because it's actively rearranging existing knowledge.
Yeah, and your own unique experience will help filter it in a new, original way, probably.
But I think the difference for us, though, versus AI, is that we can actually have an idea. Like, yes, you may be drawing inspiration from something you've seen, but you can do something original with it, or even get inspired and come up with something brand new. And we can do that, where AI simply can't. It can only regurgitate.
Well, AI is just a next word predictor based on things it's been put into it. Yeah. So but it is, like I said, it's useful just it can throw 10 ideas at you that are not useful, but it's just, you can iterate on them yourself.
It's excellent for brainstorming, because the old brainstorming techniques would be stuff like, I don't know, taking a book and randomly picking words or something, and meshing together. This is like a fancier version of that. It saves a bunch of steps.
I mean, essentially, if you use AI, it's effectively as though you went and consumed a bunch of media, and then you iterated on it and rearranged it and picked pieces from it and stuff. It's when you use AI, you're literally just doing that. Just one extra step in there.
I think comic books are really good material, though, because if you don't know what to do, the nice thing about a comic book is you can pick one up, you can read it, you can be done in 15 minutes, but it's visual as well as literary, and so you have not only do you have the like the scenario and the story and what people are saying and the narration, but you also have the the visual aspects of it too. And you can find comic books these days in almost every genre imaginable, and they're just not expensive. Like there's so many things out there that you can get, even just grab a bunch of stuff from a dollar bin.
I know a sci-fi one that you can get at miniaturedragon.com.
Oh, really? Oh, would that be cyber symbiosis?
Yeah, it might be. But you can also do? You can watch actual plays of people playing games online. I've stolen so many things from Critical Role.
Okay, fun fact. So I don't talk about this much, but the first issue of my comic book is actually based upon a campaign I ran, and we're not going to say what the game system was, of course, but
it's GURPS, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was absolutely GURPS, yes. But so if you read the credits of that first issue, you'll find Keenan's name in the credits, because Keenan actually created one of those characters, and he yes, actually, okay, so you know how when we ran Cyber Symbiosis on your channel, and Mark was so big upon playing the rogue character, Greg, he was copying Keenan's character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is that guy. This is where it all comes full circle. But yeah, that first issue was literally what these guys did. on that game night, and I can prove it's an RPG experience because only a player character would have an afro of holding.
Why not? It's like a handy haversack, but on the head.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh man, the guy, you should have met the guy who played that character. I don't know where that guy is now. He's probably in jail at this point. I don't know.
I sure hope not. No, I hope he dealt
If you
with
see this, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, well, I hope he dealt with his alcoholism. So,
Eric, if you're out there, I love you, buddy. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I do as well. Yeah,
but he came up with Conway, and he decided he wanted to create a blaxploitation character. I was there when he created this character. It was so fun.
It's a white guy playing his black character.
Yeah. I just wanted to play a slick, mob connected businessman kind of character. Yeah. I think my favorite version of that character was Eddie Lerman, who I made later, who was he was an illusion wizard. He was a wizard who knew illusion magic, and he was a vet. He was kind of troubled by like PTSD. And so he wound up being a street magician.
And you can read all about it in this book, currently on sale at miniaturedragon.com.
There you go. Yeah. But Eddie was my favorite character because he was so, like, he cared so much, but he couldn't show it. Like, he was just like, he was this, I don't know. He was fun. He was this down to earth. What were we talking about? What was the topic of this again?
Where did the idea for Eddie come? So we're talking about like getting
where
ideas,
did Eddie come from?
Yeah. What was the inspiration for that idea, Keenan?
I'm pulling Eddie. Eddie came together from a lot of different places. His voice and mannerism was largely Bill Burr, to be honest. Just kind of a Boston-ish or, East Coast-ish accent. And partly it was the idea of this, there was a critical role character that, or some character that, what's his freaking name?
Well, Greg might have the answer because he's probably seen what word critical role.
Brennan was, Brennan
Lee Mulligan?
Yes, Brennan Lee Mulligan.
Yeah.
He was talking about a character. He was talking about this paladin character who had been a bandit. He'd been a rogue. He'd been a criminal, basically, and he was a reformed criminal. So his approach to dealing with other criminals was to like start with like, "Hey, buddy, I've been where you're at. I know what it's like. Listen, it don't got to be like this, okay? We can work this shit out."
That's actually really funny.
It was great. Yeah. It's a great germ of an idea for a character. You start from that. Like, he's a reformed criminal who, that's what Eddie was. He was a criminal kind of in the process of reforming. He was a former soldier in the process of getting over his trauma, right? And he's also, and I don't know why, but I just loved the idea of a street magician who was actually an illusionist wizard.
I think a big takeaway from this is like, it doesn't matter where the ideas come from. You're obviously going to draw from life experience, but the ideas can come from anywhere.
Yeah. Every part of Eddie came together from like 5 or 6 different parts taken from different places. Mm-hmm. Every part of him was stolen from somewhere, but the mix that I created that was Eddie Lerman was my own. So don't be afraid to remix, just make it a mix. You're not going to, if you want a plot line about an alien on a spaceship picking off the crew, don't one for one steal the plot of Alien.
No.
But you can definitely do that plot. It's not like it's been done to death. You can do it.
Yeah. Alien is a tough one, though. I think like Aliens might be better because like Alien, you literally have all the player characters getting killed. And people aren't going to,
So that's why you mix in some NPCs and the NPCs start getting killed, right?
Yep. I think that's fine on a one shot.
Who's going to be next?
Yeah. If the players know there's going to be a body count, but
Games like Mothership. It's like that.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah. So
There you go.
All right. Well, I think we got an episode there. I think we got some good content.
Yeah. So please be sure to like and subscribe, and let us know in the comments where you get your ideas at. What kind of things have you done to create your characters?
Who do you steal from?
you borrow ideas from and remix them.
I still think
there's a book like it's a book on writing. I think like still like a thief, or I can't remember the exact name, but that's the concept.
Good artist borrow, great artist steal.
Yeah.
I really think comics are a good source of inspiration.
Well, comic books are great because they mix all sorts of genre. They push the boundaries of genre quite a bit, and
here's a comic
visual too.
You know this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, what is that? What's that one, Greg?
Is that the Kickstarter exclusive cover? Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching, and until next time, go
keep stealing.
Get some ideas.
Bye.
When the dice roll high, we touch the sky. But when they crash, it's a belly laugh. Genre play lighting the way. Our tales are